Hi, this is Maria Khan. I'm a project management trainer based in Dubai. As part of my series of videos on project management tips, where my first video was on effective stakeholder management, today I'm going to talk about effective risk management. All projects have risks. There's not a single project that can be risk-free. So it's essential for project teams to adopt risk-based thinking when implementing their project activities. Now, what do we mean by a risk? Risk is any uncertain event that may happen in the future and change the outcome of your project. So it's uncertain. That means that it may or may not happen. But if it does happen, it will have some effect on your project and might delay the achievement of your project objectives. Now let's take an example here. If you look at your current environment, the outbreak of coronavirus and its negative impact on project environment is a significant example of an unanticipated risk that occurred and badly affected our projects and businesses. So it was an unknown risk that we were not prepared for and caused us huge difficulties in successfully executing our project activities. At the same time, you must also recognize that not all risks are negative. At some situations and conditions, they may prove to be beneficial for your organization. For instance, the growing need for companies to go virtual and have online presence to survive against the difficulties caused by pandemic has actually opened up new opportunities for businesses to grow and has enabled project teams to manage their time and resources in an effective way. So threats and opportunities both are handled as risks. Now, to manage risks, project teams need to have a clear understanding of their project objectives so that they can identify possible threats and opportunities that may impact teams' ability to achieve those objectives. So, risk management is all about identifying risks to your projects and then figuring out what you can do to manage them. And to manage risks effectively, you need to implement risk management practices and you need to have a risk management process in place so that you can identify, understand, and manage all possible risks that, if occur, can impact the outcome of your project. Now, when you're implementing risk management practices, the first important thing is that you must start identifying risks as soon as possible, right from the beginning of your project, so that plans can be put in place to manage them. And also remember that it's a team activity, so the whole team needs to be involved in the identification and management of your project risks. Now, there are different types of risks that you can identify. For example, if cost estimation for your project is not done properly, there's a risk that your project may run over budget. Or if you have not defined your project scope in detail, that may lead to uncontrolled changes and your project then may not be able to achieve the deadline. Or for instance, there could be some stakeholder related risk where you may anticipate some changes in stakeholder expectations that may not align with your project objectives. Or there could be some performance related risks where you anticipate that your team may not have the required expertise to handle the task at hand. So you need to identify all possible risks that, if occur, can change the outcome of your project. So once you've identified all possible risks, the next important step is to prioritize them. Some risks are more urgent than others and require your immediate attention so that you can reduce their negative impact on your project. And for that, you need to assess the severity of each risk in the context of the overall project. And you need to identify which risk will have minor, medium, or critical impact on your project activities. And you do that based on the likelihood and impact of each risks on your project. For instance, some risks may have high probability of occurrence, and will have high impact on your project if they do occur. So those are your critical risks, and they need to be addressed immediately on priority basis. And there are different tools available that can help you in this analysis. Now, once you have prioritized all your risks, the next important step is to plan responses to deal with each risk. For instance, you may require to implement better cost estimation methods so that you can deal with your cost-related risks. Or you may need to develop alternative stakeholder management strategies to address your stakeholder-related risks. Or you may find out that your team needs to attend some training so that you can address your performance-related risks. And also, your team may develop contingency plans that will be implemented if risks do occur. And also remember that the whole team needs to be involved in all these activities so that you can identify who is more skilled in addressing each risk and then select the right person to oversee the risk. And now all this information will then be stored in a document or a risk register, which will be maintained throughout the project. And this document will make it easier for project teams to follow up on each risk. Now, all projects undergo changes, so it's highly essential that project teams must monitor risks consistently throughout the project, because circumstances may change and some risks may occur unexpectedly. So it's highly advisable that you must review your risks more frequently in almost all team meetings to ensure that your risk management process is running smoothly and your risks are managed properly. So you need to have a risk management plan in place, and you must adopt a more proactive approach towards risk management. And you must make sure that each team member is responsible for risk management of their respective activities. Because risk-based thinking towards project management will help you and your team take timely measures to reduce the probability of negative risks occurring and manage them effectively if they do occur. I hope you found this video useful, and I will be back with another video soon. Till then, goodbye.